Greetings, everyone. Yeah, slightly different change of scenery today. I thought we'd just get right up to the Godzilla shelf here. Well, it's kind of a combination of Godzilla and anime. Like, I've got the Bubblegum Crisis here, and all my Korean anime. Quite a lot. We will definitely be doing group viewings of these at some point. Probably for movie Gangbang. Yeah, stuff like Captain Harlock and a lot of the newer stuff, the 3 Force 5 ones that came out recently. Then over here we've got Roughnecks, all 8 volumes, great show. And then right smack dab in the middle here we've got the Godzilla collection. Now, got some new stuff for the Godzilla collection. Yes. As most of you will know, the new movie, well, you'd have to be sleeping under a rock. The new movie came out this week. Well, at the time of this recording anyway. It's probably been out for about a week by the time you're seeing this. But, yeah, and apparently is just shattering box office. Yes. Brain is fried today. Box office expectations, so much so that a sequel has already been greenlit. Wow. Even the most hardcore Godzilla fans I know are saying, my God, Sean, they actually did it right. And that's a big deal coming from them, because these are some of the harshest critics you will find, most vocal detractors of the 1998 movie. And, yeah, so to hear that from them was a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. Yeah, so I definitely plan to get out to see it at some point. I'm told definitely see it in 3D. It is absolutely worth it. The smoke and rubble and ash and stuff like that looks really spectacular. It puts you in the movie. Skinslip was really raving about it, and he was one of the ones I think who was most concerned when he heard there was another American Godzilla coming. But he said, man, yeah, just see it. It's great. He actually gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Or 9.5 out of 10, I believe. Yeah, that was his personal star rating. So, if Skinslip says it's good, then, I mean, he's the biggest Godzilla fan I know. So if he's giving it the green light, the thumbs up, the yay as opposed to the nay, then, yeah, that's good enough for me. I was planning to go see it in the theater anyway. I saw the 98 one in the theater, and, had its moments, of course. Any movie, even the shittiest movie, has its moments. But, yeah, it definitely doesn't hold a candle to the old Godzilla movies. So apparently this one does, and it's just freaking amazing. Alrighty, so, in conjunction with the release of the new movie, no coincidence whatsoever. You know it's not a coincidence. And, of course, coupled with that, it being the 60th anniversary of the Big G, there's a lot of DVD and Blu-ray releases coming out this year, in particular Blu-ray releases. A lot of classic Showa-era films, many of which have been out of print on DVD for a good number of years now, are getting the deluxe treatment on Blu-ray in beautiful new transfers, better quality than we've ever seen before. Yeah, the Big G is really getting the royal treatment this year, and I couldn't be happier. So, I picked up a bunch of them. There's still a few left to track down, mainly because I just couldn't find them locally. These are strictly the ones I could find locally. And, yeah, so let's take a look. New Godzilla Blu-rays and some DVDs, and a couple of non-Godzilla things that are sort of peripherally related in that, well, one of them is Japanese, and the other involves another notable giant creature of some kind. Alrighty, let's take a look. New stuff today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, well, let us begin at the beginning. That makes sense. Yeah, well, speaking of Godzilla 98, let's just get this one out of the way right away. Thanks to the fine folks at Mill Creek, we now at long last have Godzilla the Animated Series, the complete series, all 40 episodes. Yes, prior to this, all we had were these 3 DVDs from Sony, which had a whopping 3 episodes apiece on them. And there. Yeah, so there were 40 episodes total in the series. Kept hoping maybe there'd be more volumes, but this was it. This was all we've had officially for a very long time. So now, at long last, we've actually got the complete series in proper complete. It's a 4-disc set, 10 episodes per disc. Doesn't have the paper sleeves. It actually has all 4 discs stacked onto a single spindle. This is the packaging that their current releases are using. It's just apparently what it is every couple years Mill Creek takes bids from packaging producers to see who's going to produce their packaging for the next few years. Previously it was the paper sleeve people, and this time it's the single spindle people. So that's unfortunate. Luckily, you can get multi-disc cases with like trays and such that'll, you know, still be single keep case size on eBay. There's a lot of eBay sellers that sell them, so you can get that if you want. And I'm thinking that's probably what I'll do, because obviously I want this set to last and the discs not to be scratched all to shit. Alright, next up, these ones were the first of the new wave of Godzilla Blu-rays. This came out a couple of months ago, and I just picked them up with the latest batch. First up, we've got King Kong vs. Godzilla, available on Blu-ray at last. Yeah, this is basically no different than the DVD release that came out a little while ago, other than its high definition. Whoa, what happened to my white balance there? What's going on? Back to normal now? Okay. Sorry, I still haven't quite figured out how to turn the auto white balance off on this new camera. So anyway, King Kong vs. Godzilla. Sadly, the US dubbed version only. Apparently, with this one in particular, and the sequel, King Kong Escapes, it's a very tight rights issue. Universal owns all the rights to King Kong. Toho owns all the rights to Godzilla. So in Japan only gets the Japanese cut. In America only gets the American cut. Now the difference between the two is, well, obviously, you know, dubbed in English, but also there's a bit of footage that's been trimmed. So it's a slightly shorter cut than the Japanese version. It also replaces all the music. A lot of fans really like, I don't know the composer's name off the top of my head, I'm sure somebody will mention in the comments, but apparently the original score for King Kong vs. Godzilla, the Japanese version, is quite awesome, and alas, we don't get that score here. But that said, this is all we can get here. This is all that we are legally able to get in North America, so it's enjoy them in these forms or don't enjoy them at all. So it's unfortunate, but I'd rather have them, you know, rather have this version than no version at all. So I'm quite happy with that. Now, I know I've seen this one. This is one of the ones that I have seen, but I honestly don't remember anything about it. I think I saw it once on like a Saturday matinee, you know, afternoon TV showing many moons ago. I don't remember a thing about it, so it's going to be brand new to me all over again. In terms of extras, there is nothing. These are completely bare bones releases. So there we go. So King Kong and King Kong Escapes, for King Kong fights Mecha Kong. So pretty cool. Next up, we got some more Showa releases. Now these ones I was really looking forward to, because a couple of them are the ones that I most remember from my childhood. So first off, we have Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, or Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. Yes, this one I don't think I've seen, and if I have seen it, I don't remember anything about it. So this is not one of the ones that I most remember from my childhood, obviously. So there we go. This is from the fine folks at Kraken Releasing. So on these ones, we do get both the Japanese and American versions. So original Japanese dialogue with English subtitles and English dubbed as well. So this one also features Mothra in it, so Mothra fans take note. Yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of extras, there's really not much in the way of extras. You get, I think, the movie trailer, and that's it. It doesn't even specify that on the back. It just says extras. Great. More like extra, singular. Anyway, they seem to cite the language options as extras in there, kinda. But anyway, next up, this is a big important one to me. Fan reaction to this one is very mixed. Personally, I love this one passionately. Partly because I'm pretty sure this is the very first Godzilla movie I ever saw. There was a local movie theater, like a second-run movie theater, when I was about 8 years old, that every weekend they would have a double bill of a Godzilla movie and some other, cheesy sci-fi movie. So my best friend's dad would take us to see the Godzilla movie for the double bill. And basically he would pay for our tickets and then leave, and then just leave us to watch the movie. And my friend had been going to see them for a while, I think, and then he invited me to go along with them. I was like, yeah, sure, because I'd heard of Godzilla and I had watched the cartoon, but I had never actually seen any of the movies before. So we went to see it, and I remember when we saw this, there were scenes in this that even us at like 8 years old thought were hilarious and ridiculous, and they absolutely are. And but at the same time, it's endearing. We have the very eco-conscious entry from 1971, Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, also known as Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Now, the original English dub of this is different from the English dub that's on this one. This is apparently the Toho-approved international dub, which is not the one that most American viewers will be familiar with. All the songs in this particular dub, there's some music, some songs in it, have the original Japanese lyrics. They are not dubbed into English. However, in the original English dub, the songs were dubbed into English. And there was one in particular called Save the Earth that everyone seems to remember. Yeah, so anyway, this does not have that. This is the more recent dub. It still has that old school flavor to it, but if you grew up with the original English dub, you might be disappointed. That said, it looks fantastic. I've never seen Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster look this good before. Mind you, I'm pretty sure I have not seen it since I was 8 years old. So I couldn't wait to see this one, because even though I had only seen it once when I was 8 years old, it really made an impression on me. Like, I remembered vividly a lot of the imagery from it. And revisiting it, I watched it, like I popped this in the Blu-ray player as soon as I got it home. I couldn't wait to watch it. And watching it again, 30 plus years later, I was amazed at how much I actually, like how correctly I remembered those images. Now, as for the movie itself, I didn't really remember much about that. A lot of it was basically new to me all over again. But boy, just some of those striking images, like the smog monster inhaling the smoke from, like, just parking itself over the smokestacks of a factory and just inhaling the smoke. Him just shitting diuretic pollutants all over Godzilla in the final fight scene. And the part that my friend and I cracked up at, the smog monster trying to escape Godzilla's wrath at the end of the movie, and Godzilla using his atomic breath to fly after him backwards. Yes, he uses his atomic breath as like a rocket and just takes off in the air. He curls his tail between his legs and takes off in the air backwards after Hedorah, and it is freaking hilarious. It's just as hilarious now as it was when I was 8 years old. I should also mention it's easily the trippiest of all the old Godzilla films. There's a lot of psychedelic stuff in it that you don't see in any of the others, and a lot of mixed media styles. There's some animation sequences, and there's like a psychedelic stuff. There's a guy drinking in a bar who's hallucinating everybody as fish people, and it's just weird. But to me, that's what makes it so awesome, is the fact that it is so weird and so different and so not typical for a Godzilla movie. I like that they dared to be different like that and made something really interesting, fast-paced, and incredibly entertaining. I think maybe that's why, as an 8-year-old, it really left an impression on me, because there's just so many visual things to bombard your senses with that, you know, as an ADD kid, there's a lot to hold your attention, so I paid very rapt attention to it. Now, this one, last but not least for the Godzilla ones here, we have Godzilla on Monster Island, which was from 1972, so the year after Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. The year I was born, actually, 1972. Yeah, do the math on that one. Anyway, my battery is almost dead. I'll be back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to quickly switch batteries. I got this camera used, as I think you know, and one of the things I didn't include was a plug-in, so I have to use the batteries. I have 2 batteries, so when I'm using one, I'm charging the other. So I'm actually on the one that has less time on it right now, so we'll try to wrap it up quick. Yeah, so Godzilla on Monster Island. Now this is one of the this and Godzilla vs. Megalon are the 2 that I most remember from my childhood, because they were the 2 that were repeated on Saturday afternoons more often than any others. So this one I know I've seen a bazillion times. That said, the last time I saw it was probably about 20 years ago, so definitely looking forward to checking it out again. I know this one has definitely has some cheese factor to it, but this would be, I think, one of the first times I saw King Ghidorah and Gigan. Actually, no, I think Godzilla vs. Megalon was the first time I saw Gigan. Yeah, anyway, probably the first time I saw King Ghidorah was in this one. But anyway, always really liked this one just because there's a ton of monsters in it, and it's just an all-out, you know, monster bash. It's great stuff. It's got Anguirus in it, and yeah, so pretty cool, pretty cool. Honestly, don't know what more I can say about it because I haven't watched it yet, but and it didn't leave such a huge impact on me as Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster did. But I think generally fans consider this to be one of the lesser entries, despite the fact it's got so many monsters in it. But whatever, I think it's still good fun. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so I don't really have any more shelf. I can. How much of that shelf can you see? Well, let's put some of it over there. Well, I just, you know, you can't see any. Anyway, whatever, you've seen these ones. We're going to move these. Actually, why don't we put them on the shelf? Why don't we just put them on the shelf where they should go? Yeah, so this goes... Ah, crap. There we go. So these go here. And then animated series goes there. Move these over. There we go. Ta-da! Yeah, Godzilla is one of the few things where I'm keeping the Blu-rays and DVDs together, just because they're such a mixed format. Now, next on the list of ones to get is, I know that the 5 Heisei movies owned by Sony have been released on Blu-ray, as well as 3 of the 6 Millennium Era movies. So in double packs. I would have preferred if they kept them separate, but whatever. You know, do it like this, where the 2 double features and a single for the Heisei ones, and then have the Millennium ones in their own, you know, 3 double packs or something. I don't know why they split them up like that. But anyway, the only reason I didn't pick those up is because I haven't been able to find them locally, so yeah, there you go. So next up, this is one I actually pre-ordered a while back. You know, we were recently celebrating the 40th anniversary of the animated series that this is based on, the 1974 anime, which I grew up watching the English adaptation of, which was slightly altered, but more or less intact, a little bit toned down from the original Japanese version. Well, I guess almost in conjunction with the 40th anniversary, a couple years early, I guess, they did a live action, or no, 4 years early. This is like the 36th anniversary they put this out. They did a live action adaptation of Space Battleship. Oh, look at the rainbow patterning on there, yeah. Space Battleship Yamato. Yamato. Tomato. So, yeah, really, really cool stuff. I've seen about half of this. I checked out a fan sub of this before it was actually made available officially here. But this is, but I gotta say, like, as far as live action adaptations go, it's pretty impressive. So we got DVD and Blu-ray there. And also, I was kind of surprised. I pre-ordered this on Amazon because they had it going for $10 as a pre-order. And, you know, $10 for this? That's phenomenal. So, yeah, absolutely, I jumped on that. But, the thing that surprised me about this particular release is I would have thought that this was something fairly niche. I mean, it's a live-action adaptation, foreign film, of an anime series that even the American version hasn't been in print here for 10 years. So I would have thought that this is fairly niche. I mean, not many people are going to know what it is or what have you. I saw like a stack of copies of this at Walmart. Like, would you have thought you could get the live-action movie based on the anime of Space Battleship Yamato at your local Walmart? I don't know. I wouldn't have thought that would be the target crowd. You know, like comic shops, you know, niche video stores, like somewhere like HMV. I can see HMV carrying this. They carry a lot of anime and stuff, so it's right up their alley. And in fact, I'm pretty sure I saw it there as well. But Walmart, go figure. All right, last but not least, this was the final piece of the puzzle I needed to complete this particular set. Not necessarily related to Godzilla, but related to, say, King Kong versus Godzilla, in that it has King Kong in it. But this is actually not technically based on King Kong. It's kind of an unofficial adaptation, spin-off, inspired by thing. We have Kong, King of Atlantis. Now, this is a movie that came out following the series Kong, and which, of course, I have had for quite some time. We got Volume 1 and Volume 2, basically all 40 episodes of the series. And then we also had Kong Return to the Jungle, which was the second movie. So now, we've got everything. We've got the entire saga of Kong. And the funny thing is, I still have not actually watched a single episode of it. But here's the thing. I wasn't too worried about taking a gamble on it. I'm pretty sure I'll like it. I mean, it looks like a decent enough action-adventure series, and I do love some King Kong, even if it's only kind of loosely inspired by. But get this. I got this for $1, this for $1, this for $1, and the final addition to the collection cost a staggering $1.99. So, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so $5. So basically $5 I got all 40 episodes and both movies. And there we go. The Kong saga is complete. And we'll toss that up there too. Alrighty, well, not a bad haul. That's a pretty good haul of stuff. So next up, I need to track down the Heisei/Millennium era Blu-ray double feature discs that have been released. Not a huge rush on those because, well, I just watched all those movies. I just got all the DVDs. And I'm not going to be in a huge rush to watch them again anytime soon. Eventually, yeah, obviously. And I will pick them up, in the relatively near future. But it's not a huge priority right now. Priorities right now, honestly, kind of wanted to focus on some graphic novels at the moment. Really want to get the rest of the Transformers Classics ones. Want to get some X-Men comics for both me and Rosie. We've been watching the X-Men cartoons, kind of put me in an X-Men mood again. Got the new movie coming out as well to sort of feed that fire a little more. Wanted to, what else? There was some other stuff I can't even remember now. Oh, Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles comics. There's some really good collected editions of those. Want to get those. So, might be focusing on those for a little bit. So that's pretty much it for the Blu-ray and DVD updates for now. As always, there's more to come in the near future, just as soon as I get out to the store and do some more shopping. In the meantime, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.